friends. Hi, this is Fenil Sir here and welcome to the IT world of Shri Vasisht Vidyalaya. In this first session, we are going to learn about chapter number 5, Green Skills. Now, let's begin. The learning objectives of this chapter, that is what we'll come to know from this chapter, is know what is environment, the relationship between the society and environment, ecosystem and factors causing the imbalance in environment, natural resource conservation, environmental protection and its conservation, what is green economy and the importance of green economy. So the first topic is introduction to environment. Now, what is environment? This word environment has been derived from the French word environner, meaning to encircle or surround. Now, the dictionary meaning of this word environment is like a surrounding or the external conditions influencing our growth and or development of the people or animals or whatever around it, or the plants. And it might also be said that living or working conditions around us, etc. The second point, that is the environment, refers to the sum total of conditions which surrounds the man at a given point of in space or time. I mean, wherever we are living, in whatever conditions we are living, at that time, whatever conditions are there around us, whatever systems are working around us, that is known as our environment. The conditions in which we are living or we are habited to live is known as an environment. The third point, generally speaking, environment is equated with nature, wherein physical components of the earth, that is the land, air, water, soil, etc., support life in the biosphere. That means these all are the components which support us in living, that is the land, the air, water, soil, for our survival. In fact, environment is viewed in different ways with different angles by different groups of scholars. Now, as we all know, there will be different opinions about the same point or any simple topic. Say for example, I might view environment as something else and the other persons might view it as something else. So there are different views about the same thing, but still it may be safely argued that environment is an inseparable and whole and is constituted by the interacting systems of physical, biological and cultural environments which are interlinked individually and collectively in many ways. The next topic, as we can conclude, thus environment is defined as the circumstances and physical conditions that surround and affect the organism or a group of organisms, and the social and cultural conditions that affect an individual or a community. I mean, the place where we are living is known as the environment in which we survive. Say for example, we are living in a diversified world, but still we survive, we like it and we are habituated to live. So this is the environment in which we are living. Now, the structure and types of environments. There are basically two types of environment, biotic and abiotic. Let us start. On the basis of the structure of the environment, it may be divided into two basic types, physical or abiotic and biotic. On the basis of physical characteristics and state, abiotic or physical environment is divided into three broad categories: solid, liquid and gas, that is the land, air and water, which represents the lithosphere, solid earth, hydrosphere, water component, and the atmosphere, the air surrounding the earth respectively. Now, the structure, continuing with this, thus the three basic divisions of the physical environment may be termed as lithosphere environment, lithospheric environment, atmospheric environment and hydrospheric environment. The biotic component of the environment consists of plants, that is flora, and animals, that is fauna. Thus the biotic environment may be divided into floral environment and faunal environment. Now, relationship between society and environment and the ecosystem. The relationship of man and environment has also influenced the development of human society. Of all the organisms, man is the most skilled and civilized, and therefore it is significant to note that the following three aspects of man. The first kind of person is a physical man. It is a component of biological community such as requires basic elements of physical environment such as air, water, food and habitat, etc., like other biological population. So children, to elaborate this point, let us say we as a physical person or a human being require air, water, food, habitat, etc. Habitat means the living surroundings in which we are living, the living place where we are living, right? So this in these terms we are termed as physical man. The second one is social man. Social man establishes the social institutions, forms the social organizations and formulates laws and policies to safeguard his existence, interest and welfare. Now for our own welfare, we people, we, as you have seen, we have elections, we elect people, they go to the parliament, there are courts of justice, we frame laws. So in this sense, and we follow them. So in this sense, we are a social man. We establish social institutions. The third is economic man, derives and utilizes resource from the physical and biological environment with his skills and technologies. Now, it is one of the most important aspect of our life, children. Now, why are we also known as economic man? Now, this kind of persons, they derive and utilize resource. You might have seen your parents, us, working at different places, doing different jobs, different businesses. People are doing different things to earn their livelihoods, right? So they utilize the resource from the physical and biological environment with his skills. Now I am your computer teacher. I have the skill of teaching you computer, and so I'm teaching you computer with my skills of IT, right? So we are also known as, and I'm earning on it, I'm earning my livelihood on it. So we are also known as economic man. So a man or living organism can be divided into three types of men. The next is relationship between society and environment and the ecosystem. Continuation of it. The changing relationship of man with the environment from prehistoric to modern times can be divided into the following four periods. Hunting and food gathering. Children, as you all know, in the prehistoric age, man was a hunter. As you might have studied in other subjects like social studies, he was a hunter, and he used to hunt, he used to live a nomadic life, and he was, rather you can say, he used to hunt and gather food. So the first stage of a man's life is hunting and food gathering. The second is animal domestication and pastoralism. Sorry, it's known as pastoralism. So as in of when the man moved further, he made progress, he learned certain things, he started settling down at one place, and he started to settle at the banks of river. He started to gather cattle, graze them, and hence began the process of animal domestication and pastoralism. The next stage is plant domestication and agriculture. Next, what the man learned was plant domestication and agriculture. Now, what do you mean by plant domestication? Plant domestication means knowing new plants, growing them in a way. Agriculture means not only doing agriculture, but doing a proper scientific farming. And as and when time went by, men learned newer techniques to grow more crops, new crops, and crops of good quality. The fourth stage is science, technology, and industrialization. As the technology slowly and gradually developed, the industrialization came, and as we can see today, most of the things are computerized, digitalized, and even the industries, those which were running on say the humanly basis. Say for example, where humans were required more, now machines have taken their place. So we can rightfully say that today science, technology and industrialization has taken a great place in place of men. So that's it for now. Signing off from SVV. This is Fenil sir. Stay tuned.